I have a question for you guys. Tyrant's been playing the past 3 games. MYA has been kind of resting. Which one has an advantage? The one that has been practicing or the one that has been watching and learning from every mistake made by the Tyrants?
Tyrants.
Tyrants have an advantage?
Tyrants have an advantage simply because it is the momentum. When you're in that sort of, headspace and playing, you want to ride the momentum wave.
Your engine's on, you just gotta keep going. Ooh.
Alice and Jawhead being selected here. It is a very solid lineup coming for Tyrants. It is very typically what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, it looks
And
like...
Moskov as well. We saw this as they used the same composition to beat Air Asia Sen yesterday, forcing them to the lower bracket.
That's right. And I mean, honestly, at this point, you can't really tell which one works because both of these teams have won with similar lineups before. Let me ask the crowd, how's the crowd doing right now? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna ask again. This game's gonna be hyped. Yo, how's the crowd doing? Much better. I'm pretty sure everyone's excited. Everyone wants to find out who is gonna be going up against IDNS SG in the grand finals. But just to remind you guys, this is only game 1. There's a possibility of 2 more games or 1 more depending on how fast these guys close it up.
It is, if anything is to be said, MYA finished the last game with a similar team composition in 24 minutes. So expect a long game if you want them to win. If it is going to be a fast game for Team Tyrants, we are still looking around a 12-minute mark.
But you did mention Tyrants have been taking longer and longer every time that we move into the game. So we are into the game. Once again, Tyrants going up against MYA, Pseudo and Peach. Enjoy the game.
All right, Peach, lead us into the game.
Well, we do have MYA on the red side and Tyrants on the blue side. I'm liking how they actually picked heroes that they're actually comfortable and confident. So, I mean, watching them play for so long, it's really so hard for me to predict who will get this game at this point.
I do want to do a little bit of fan service for people in the chat here. Zara's asking, why didn't they pick Hylos? Well, that's because Hylos is dropping off in terms of favor here. Joy has a little bit more mobility. He also does have the fighter attribute that he can be coming up with. So teams are finding it a little bit better here. Also in MPL Indonesia, it was on a different patch.
Yeah, and the fact that, picking Akai even more right now is actually great because you want disables this time around, you don't just want to, like Hylos, he has this skill which he only stuns 1 hero at a time. But with Akai, if you do it well, we do have an initiation here from Tyrants. They want to bring the Roger down, but he will run away.
But it was at the bottom, in fact, that did get taken down. It was Sian on the Helgut. Now finding difficulty in the bottom lane, they will be able to escape from it all. Tyrants taking a small lead ahead. MYA needs to play a little bit more calmly so that they can drag out into the later stages of the game.
I think Tyrants is actually on fire. That's what they've been doing for the last 2 games.
It also was the right target in hitting, eliminating Moskov so that he is slower.
Yep, that is true. And it looks like a top lane. They are waiting again, Jawhead and Alice. That's quite a scary scare right there, but Alice and Roger will be safe for now.
I do like the pairing of Angela and Roger back up top, making sure that he is able to farm. They will start putting more attention to the top, making sure that that is taken away. Here we're going to see that King Ziz now is being coming out there. Lancelot is there as well. He will be able to bring it down. Lancelot does collect it. There's multiple members and King Ziz will survive the onslaught. Can now is the one that's going to be taken down. Will he blink through? It will be. Shadow chasing it out. Will it be the last one? It will be found. Shadow gets the kill. An amazing play. And now the contest for Turtle begins.
Well, Obi is trying to distract them like he always does. He's such a great distraction. We've seen it with our own eyes. And of course, Turtle will be slain by Lancelot. MYA will have the goal lead. At this point, it's still very much on par. So it's gonna depend on how aggressively both teams play.
Oh, Facebook is being conscious about this. Does evade Xian. Almost being bringing him down.
That was very, very close and very, very dangerous.
It is such a good thing that Helgut can go Moskov can go toe-to-toe with Helgut. It is a good thing, but no, Harley goes in and eliminates him out behind the turret. Position needs to be very cautious here, as now the marksmen are further suppressed.
Well, Aeon and Obi has been crazily impactful in this game. We do have Obi you know, let's talk a bit about OBA. We have Jab here trying to stop Swan, but that's not going to stop them from trying to bring down the turret.
A shield unfortunately will not quite be here now.
There's nothing that he can do, and the minion will go off. Lancelot. At this point,
Going in for Swan over here. Will he come in the end? The pushback is good. He will be evade himself away from the wall. But now Jabs are churning it out. Can will be connected. It looks like Alice might be taken down here. The crowd is going well, but still surviving. Alice is healing through the damage, and Ken will survive. They need to have more damage to deal with an Alice.
Yeah, Alice Rebook is insane. It looks like Jab will go down also to the hands of Jawhead.
Moskov should not have specifically wasn't there to deal the extra bit of damage. While Lancelot does have the early advantage, we are level 5 on Alice, which means she can have a huge sustain, factor within fights.
Well, yeah, that is true. And the thing about Moskov is that Moskov and Roger, this pairing, right, they both need a lot of time. They can only perform probably during mid to late game. But then again, super late game, they won't be able to help much as well. So it really depends on how quickly, how MYA can defend their bases right now.
So far it's been pretty good. They've only lost one turret, and we're still going to carry it. But Solo does get caught out, and needs to be cautious. Jab will be there for the defense, and this is good. Now King Zis is there. You do not need to take this fight.
Yeah, we do not need to take this fight. MYA is kind of defensive at this point. They're trying to play it safe. They do not
Solo's going to
anytime.
get taken down out there. The silence will go through. Perfect timing by Xian. King Zis is there. The Angela is put onto it. Xian will almost be brought down. One last hit. King Zis is still there. Angela is doing work onto both of them. The lifesteal is coming through, and the shields will have to back away from this. Xian still escapes. Solo.
It looks like Obi is on fire. He has been doing so well. Aeon will bring down another turret of MYA. And this is when MYA really needs to buckle up, We've seen IDNS doing so well with the farming, even though they are on par or on a loss in terms of kills. So I think this is something that they really need to look into. You want to get into Tyrants jungle. You want to take all their resources away. You want to push the lanes. You can't just solely depend on kills alone and turrets as well. And so, meaning to say it's that they need to play more aggressively.
They do need to play more aggressively, but if history is any indicator, MYA will lose this and then win the next two.
Well, it looks like it's a trend for the Malaysian team to take it a bit slow first, and then they
get a feel of the opponent, see their timings, because they haven't gone up against each other in a while now.
Yeah, that is true, that is true. Well,
but it is 6 minutes in. The goal is only 3,000, which means we are a little bit closer towards the late game stage. MYA is holding on, and looking at the items, Moskov now is gaining there. Kings is as well. We have Husk Claws already being bought.
There are 3 Petrifies on Tyrant. That is insane. That's like
just to stop all the marksmen going in to set up the fights.
And it's like it's just one after another. We do have another initiation. King Zis is in danger right now, but he will not go away. He will go down to the hands of Alice, and they want more right now. Angela barely making it into, and they will both go down together. Jab comes in too late.
That's 1v4 now. That is way too dangerous to be taken. Jab will be the next one to fall down. They should not have gone in there. They need to slow down the game. Aeon pushing the bottom as well. Tyrants looking absolutely amazing in this game. Knowing how to play the competition well.
Dominating as well. They're so confident in team fights that they can just leave Aeon to go solo lane. And there's just really nothing to worry about because it's so solid. The teamwork, the execution is so clean, it's so solid. MYA is just going downhill at this point. Lancelot needs to buckle up. Just look at the item difference. While Halcott actually has one that carries critical damage, Lancelot...
Solos, why are you there? It's caught out once again, and most of it will be thrown out there. Jab, you need to be cautious and move away from this. This is not how you slow down the game. But this is exactly how you want to be playing the game if you are Tyrants. Aggressive, taking objectives, forcing them to take fights that are disadvantages that disadvantage for them.
Yeah, I think something that Tyrants did before with Team Cyan, they actually back off if they don't want to have any engagements with Cyan when it's initiated by Cyan. So this is something MYA could learn from them. Whenever Tyrants try to initiate, if you're not confident, you should just back off already and not take part in any of the engagement initiation done by Tyrants. Because they do know when they can and when they cannot fight in teams, and we do have Obi waiting with Aeon actually trying to bait solos out, but MYA does know better than that and they will not fall for it at this point. Lord will go and push the top lane, and it looks like they are gonna assist Lord, but at the same time it's good enough for them to split push still.
They definitely can be split pushing here. They are 10,000 gold ahead. A huge margin for them. However, the aggression will stop for a bit as Lord will slowly creep his way through the base. If they can mount a defense, if they can hold on to the game, they will be in a better position for the late game.
Well, things are not looking great. They are very aggressive right now. They want to get in. They are still focusing on the turret. Now they will try to get in, to get some kills. Jab is the first victim, but he manages to run away. Obi dives straight in while Lord does his work. There's so much of chaos going on, but no one is trying to stop the throne kill.
What a fast game. We talked about if it is under